I first got a real board in 1980 in ninth grade. It was a board I got from a guy that sat behind me in Latin class my freshman year in high school. This would have been Gainesville, Florida, and it was a Dogtown Jim Muir triplane, razor tail, lasers and cubics. The first people I skated with that really got me into it, I guess, this was in Southwest Gainesville, a guy named Mike Hetrick, and through that discovered Sensation Basin that was on the other side of town. At that point, yeah, there's a lot of people that blew me away at the time, but didn't realize, I guess I didn't realize it at the time, but Sensation Basin had guys, Monty Nolder, Rodney Mullen, Sam and Donnie Meyer, a bunch of the old Florida guys that are just, epic. Consider myself pretty fortunate. Maybe a year or so after I discovered it there, I started going back to Naples, where I grew up, and a bunch of friends that I knew before I moved had picked up skateboards as well. So it was kind of a same things going on in different places. I guess a big influence at that point was spending time in Naples. They had a vert ramp pool. At that point, I guess 2x8 coping, rounded off, but a true vert ramp that Chuck Holtz orchestrated with a couple other guys, Mark and David and Tommy and the whole gang out there. It's what they had to skate, so they fucking ripped it. I guess even before skateboarding, I was exposed to skimboarding 9 or 10 years old. My next door neighbor in Naples was an older teenage surf dude, and we made skimboards out of plywood and would ride them on the golf course and in the swales between the sidewalk and the street when it would rain pretty much every afternoon in Florida in the summertime. The skimboarding would continue to Gainesville. There was some spillways out in Southwest Gainesville, sandy bottom spillways. We all made our own skimboards, shaped them up. I remember vividly mine was a wing squash tail, just like Matt Keckley rode. He was an East Coast surfer at the time. And then moving to Melbourne, to Palm Bay, started doing it in the ocean and kind of went from there. The first surfboard I actually owned was about the same time as the first skateboard. That would have been ninth grade Gainesville. And if I remember right, Andrew Stainsby. It was a probably self-shaped twin fin. And then from there, Fox and then MTB after we moved to Melbourne. Skimboarding was still more fun. First time snowboarding would have been at, I think it's Tussey Mountain in State College, just right by Woodward on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. Did it maybe a half dozen times with a friend from there, Chip, and went out to Vail for spring break a couple times to see my friend John and got hooked and decided to go spend a year in Vail. And 10 years later, I figured I'd had enough and moved to Portland. My first experience with longboards would have been in Vail, probably summer of '97. I was working at a snowboard shop there, and one of the Sector 9 guys, this guy Tal, I'm not sure if he's still with them, came by just on a sales trip and left I think it was a 36-inch cambered solid wood kick-tailed board with some soft wheels, threw some indies on it, and it was big fun. Bike paths and all over the place. So yeah, it was first time kind of realizing like, holy cow, this thing will go faster than I'm comfortable with at this point. And from there I went from the kick-tailed to the old classic Sector 9 pintails, riding Vail Pass, carving it up, seeing how far up we could point it. Yeah, Vail Pass has a bike path that was formerly Route 6. It was a 2-lane road up the pass before I-70. And you can hitchhike up and walk up the runaway truck ramp and ride down. It's 3 distinct pitches. They just repaved it, and I'm told it's 45, 50 mile an hour road now. We never got going that fast, but 35 maybe. I guess that would probably be a turning point too. My friend Rob McKendry, who I knew through just in town, snowboarding and such, took longboarding very seriously, started racing, going to the EDI races and things like that. So that was definitely something. I guess that was a point too. I realized that I'm not going to be that racer guy. I'm not going that fast. The name Turnco, the meaning, at least in my mind, is turn is the integral part of pretty much all the board sports. So it's turn is the essence. That sounds so cheesy. It all comes down to the turn. To this point, Turnco has morphed into more of an umbrella of different projects. The essence of Turnco would be reduce, reuse, reshred. In addition to the skateboards and such, I've done some furniture, just some kind of whimsical shelves, some skate racks, skate boxes, which I think is a great idea, but nobody seems to want them. Definitely want to make a reference to Becky and how much she's helped, and without her I wouldn't be able to do it.